Good evening, race fans. Welcome to CRN's live coverage of the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series. We're here at Worldwide Technology Raceway, also known as Gateway, also known as just a tough track here. I mean, two completely different sides of this track, a Jekyll and Hyde type of track here, kind of mini Darlington, if you will. Darlington without the banking, whatever you want to consider it. This is not exactly an easy track to get around here, as turns 1 and 2, you're slowing down, grabbing a gear, maybe even 2 gears here, and these next-gen cars. And then 3 and 4, a little bit more of a traditional corner, if you want to consider it that. But it is certainly a unique track here in at Gateway. But we'll see what these drivers can do here for the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing Series, as we're going to get ready to see 80 laps here. Looks like under the lights as the sun is starting to set. Carl Hayward joined in the booth by Jimmy Covert. Jimmy, ready for a little oval action here?
Yeah, I don't know if it's an oval or a road course oval.
Exactly.
The corners are very unique. I know I don't know if iRacing has, Worldwide Technology, because they just updated this track not too long ago. I think the surface. So I don't know if the SDK caught the track map or not. We'll find out here shortly. And if not, I'll try to get one up. But the corners
doesn't look like it.
Yeah, the corners are definitely different. One is a lot tighter than the other, and so drivers will find themselves more comfortably downshifting in order to rotate that car, and you'll hear it in the cars here tonight for sure. But it's going to be a good one here tonight. Just to let everybody know if about the sound, like if the sound levels sound a little bit off or different, please let me know. I have went ahead and upgraded your visuals just a little bit. We changed the up to 1440p. We got some shadows in here tonight, so it should look pretty sharp here for the fans out here. But we're looking forward to seeing the drivers, and right now they are working on qualifying. I think they're finishing up. I know they have a long qualifying session because me and Carl have to fly in from another track, to get in, to rush in here and get things done. So looking good here at Worldwide Technology. Looking to see and hear from all the fans out there. Already 14 people in the channel. Shout out to Barry and Kathy as normal, and everybody else that joins here. So welcome to tonight's race at Worldwide Technology with Pit Road Speed Limit Racing.
So not going to have an invocation here tonight, but we will have our typical 2 anthems, and then we'll get the call to start the engines out there. So Jimmy, why don't you get us started off here with 2 of our national anthems? national anthems for Canada and the United States. And now we are ready to go, but we got one more thing we got to do. We got to bring in our third broadcaster here for the night and give all these drivers exactly what they want to hear and get ready to fire those engines here tonight.
Drivers, start your engine.
That is our third broadcaster here by my son Colton. As we are ready to go here, it looks like we'll see if they want to run the final 5 minutes off here. I'll check with them, but I think in the meantime, I think these qualifying results should be pretty much locked in. We can at least knock that out if you want to, Jimmy. So why don't you give us a rundown of tonight's looks like a 21 car starting order.
And up on the side there, I know it's a little smaller, but so we can fit more drivers, and it's out of the way. But Thomas O'Connor will be on the pole right now, as it looks like, as he is out there in number 18. Dylan Emerson will start in P number 2. TJ Hanley up there in third place tonight starting. Harry Krantz will be in fourth. Bernie Reyes in fifth. Richard Covington Jr. back in sixth. Kyle Emerson will start in seventh. Chase Ballard back in eighth. Charlie Stafford in ninth, and Cody Brewer in 10th. Matthew Hake back there in 11th. Dylan Jacobs in 12th. Michael Garcia in 13th. Kelly Akron back in 14th. Ron Millum back there in 15th. Tiffany Ellis will be in 16th. And Joshua Smith will be in 17th. 18th will be Bruce Spencer. And a few drivers that have not put in qualifying laps are going to be Brian Roy, Cody Handler, and Will O'Connor for the rest of the field. So do have a couple more minutes as the time runs down here. So we will wait until they are ready to go.
Thank everyone out there for tuning in if you haven't done so already. To get ready for another great night here for the Pit Road Speed Limit Racing, as the points battle is definitely shaping up, and it's getting pretty tasty here as we're getting towards the end of the regular season. Now, granted, they got the playoffs that are coming up here in just a few races, as this is going to mark pretty much the 2/3 of the way mark until the playoffs here with tonight's race. And tonight's race also with a state trooper scheme. So we'll see what kind of state trooper paint schemes these drivers are representing out there. I know I did see some previews from some of the drivers. I seen a New Jersey State Patrol car getting painted out there. I'm sure we'll see quite a few states maybe represented out there for the cars. So looking forward to seeing the paint schemes as usual out there. But taking a look again at the point standings here so far, it is Dylan Emerson on top of the points, but only by 1 point over TJ Hanley. It's 219 to 218 right now as it stands. Thomas O'Connor, Dylan Jacobs, Matthew Hake for your top 5, Kyle Emerson, Cody Brewer, Richard Covington, Josh Duncan, and Harry Krantz for your top 10. But more importantly, the drivers with the wins here so far. Richard Covington winning the season opener at Daytona. Then you got Dylan Emerson winning at Phoenix, race number 2, and then he won last time out at Indianapolis. TJ Hanley winning at Auto Club and Chicagoland, and Kyle Emerson picking the win up at Echo Park, and Thomas O'Connor picking the win up at Bristol. So those drivers are already looking to the playoffs to get ready for that. And I tell you what, Jimmy, you want to talk about Jekyll and Hyde here tonight at Worldwide Technology. You take a look at the first 2 races of the playoffs in the round of 12. Jekyll and Hyde, pretty much one of the best tracks and one of the absolute worst dog tracks that there are out there. They're going to start out at Michigan. I mean, they're going to start out at Martinsville for the first race of the playoffs. Yeah, exactly. I can hear you throwing up in your mouth from here, and then they're going to go to Michigan after that. So we'll have to endure the first race of the playoffs, and then we finally get to breathe a little bit with Michigan. Exactly. It might be snowing on CRN for that day.
I might have to bring it back.
Exactly.
Blizzard.
Give
them a reason,
Rick. I mean, listen, but there'll probably be better racing with the snowflakes coming down the screen.
Maybe.
But no, it's
maybe I'll just sit out my front yard.
I know Martinsville has gotten repaved, and it does look prettier under the lights, but it's a track that if you can't tell, I absolutely abhor. I hate that track with a passion. And then we go to a track that I absolutely adore, and that's Michigan right after that. So I guess a little bit of both. Then we'll have Kentucky with the third race of the round of 12. Texas, Las Vegas, and Kansas are going to be your round of 8 races, and 3 tracks right there that are very fast, unique in their own way, but certainly can put on some great races. And then you finish out the season with 100 laps at Homestead, Miami. So good-looking championship playoffs for Pit Road Speed Limit. We got to get there first, and this is race number 8 here tonight. Dover will be race number 9 coming up next week. You'll have Daytona under the lights, Charlotte, Pocono, and Talladega for the 13 regular season races. But we need to get this one underway, and it looks like we are now done and dusted. The cars hitting the track. They already got their call to start their engines, so I mean they don't have to wait on us for sure at all, as they're starting to grid up here, and we're gonna get this thing underway.
Yeah, I was able to find a track map for everybody, so you guys will be able to see where they're at. Your favorite driver, and actually this track map's up a little nicer. If I blew it up, you'd see. You can see the turns, 1, 2, 3, and 4. But pretty standard there for an oval or paperclip or flat road track. It's definitely drives very unique here tonight. That's for sure.
Ugly egg. I mean, yeah, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's definitely a uniquely weird type of track out here at Worldwide Technology, but. Either way, we will we'll get it shrunk down a little bit for you and get you to a decent size there. As there we go, and we got the Skittles out there, and they are starting to roll. So we're gonna get out there for our pace lap and get this thing moving. The other thing that they have going on here, kind of just a little friendly tournament, little friendly bracket, if you will, going on for the drivers, and it's based on. Double elimination, and we'll take you through the driver orders here in a second. Actually, we got some time here as they go in the backstretch, and it's all based on seeding, based on the points. So the first round, and it's based on the race here as well. So the race here tonight, who B2 will move on. Dylan Emerson versus Alec Luno, Charlie Stafford versus Kelly Akron, Richard Covington versus Austin Wells, Josh Duncan versus Michael Garcia, Dylan Jacobs versus Jay Monin, Brian Roy versus Anthony Emerson, Matthew Hake versus Bruce Spencer, William O'Connor versus Devin Black, TJ Hanley versus Dylan Large, Cody Handler versus Joshua Smith, Cody Brewer versus Jeff Hedges, Harry Krantz versus Braden Craycraft, Thomas O'Connor versus Tim Felker, Chase Bullard versus Bernie Reyes, Kyle Emerson versus Kent Bice, and Tiffany Ellis versus Ron Millam. And all these drivers versus turns 1 and 2 here tonight, because we are racing here at Gateway.
Yeah, no way to go. And Thomas O'Connor getting a beautiful start there to get out front. And it's where you want to be. But obviously this track is kind of an endurance. Like, obviously I joked around, but this track doesn't have a lot of banking. And with the 2 different unique corners, it's
your leader.
That's what
Sorry, Jimmy, but your leader, the 18 of Thomas O'Connor, sliding up into the outside wall already. You talk about no banking. Well, there you go.
Yep,
he
that's
was
where
looking
it
for
goes.
the banking, it wasn't there.
Yeah, you want to go. You take all that speed down these nice little straightaways. I know I call it a short track. I call it short because it's flatter in the corners, and the cars have nothing to really kind of help guide them around like on rails. These cars are pretty well planted on most tracks, but you really do have to play with that horsepower and not get too much out there. I'm pretty sure these drivers are shifting, especially down through 1 and 2, to get that car to rotate, because you can see it's a tighter radius. But a lot of good racing here up front, as Dylan Emerson now leads over TJ Hanley. So TJ Hanley getting up there early. But we're going to move back to the middle of the pack. There's two wide back here. Also, the 18 is following back here. Just happened to click on Hake as he was dead center of the pack, and you can see him kind of going down there. So maybe just trying to find that car, get them tires back up or up to speed, not angry at them, and work that 18 back up to, he's bringing it in.
Yeah, he's bringing in. Might have been some damage to that 18 car after getting up there in the wall. So Thomas O'Connor already coming into the pits. Your pole sitter, not the start that he wanted to have for sure. But Dylan Emerson didn't mind that at all, as he's going to take over the lead. Your top two in points, top two in the race. Emerson and Hanley on top of the boards. If you want to know who your favorite driver out there is battling in the their fun little bracket style, just let me know, and I will mention it here once again, as we do have the breakdown and the layout. And again, it's going to be double elimination, so the winner will move on in the winner's bracket. The loser will go down to the loser's bracket. With if they lose that second time at Dover, then they will be out of it. But we don't have all 32 cars out here, so some of the drivers essentially getting a bye here for the first round. But either way, good start here for the field. I know it's only on lap number 5 here already, but Gateway, again, it's not easy. We just got done with Algarve for the CSRL, which is not an easy road course. Part of me expected some issues already, and I guess there were, with Thomas O'Connor getting up there in the wall, having to make a pit stop already, but so far, so good, keeping this thing green.
Yeah, he's got his work cut out here from tonight, obviously coming in under green, but you can already hear there Dylan Jacobs downshifted as we're kind of riding on top of the car. You can hear the engine roaring, going down in a corner. Heavy on the brakes, and there you can hear the downshift of that number 5 here tonight. So yeah, drivers definitely are going to be shifting around, and it's who can save the tires, who can get that car rotate, who can work those corners and hit their marks here tonight. Obviously, I'm already impressed, Carl. We're already on lap number 7 here tonight, and it's green. I was watching some of the end of the practice as we were getting things ready, and I think the drivers were just maybe out there pushing the cars as hard as they could and to really find their footing here tonight, because like you said, it can be tricky, and you can spin these cars out pretty easily, but doing a fantastic job right now with Dylan Emerson leading over TJ Hanley. Richard Covington Jr. there in P number 3 up on the high side, with Harry Crumps now taking the spot away in that number 11, so move that number 11 up to P number 3, so getting a good show there. Bernie Reyes Jr. back in 5th at that number 27 car. Orange Whataburger Machine, and then Chase Ballard back in 6th, up 2 spots already. Cody Brewer up 3 spots, and Kyle Emerson down 1 spot in that number 60. Is still in the top 10. Matthew Hake back there just moved back to P number 10 as Dylan Jacobs made his way around. And then back there in 11, you got Charlie Stafford. And then Green Machine back there, and Michael Garcia right behind him in the number 64. Tiffany Ellis is right around P number 13, up 3 spots so far. Smith in 14. Kelly Akron down 1 in 15th in the number 20. Brian Roy in 16th. Cody Handler back in 17th, making a couple spots up from the back. Will O'Connor back in 18th, doing the best he can. Ron Millam maybe struggling just a little bit, sliding back here towards the back of the pack, but still out there. Chris Spencer still doing his thing as well, back there in P number 20. And sometimes, Carl, you just gotta race your own race. Learn, let the track come to you, and maybe next time you come here, you're just a little bit faster. But this is one way to do it. Get out here with your fellow league mates and keep running. I do see a common theme between some of the cars out there. I do see a lot of state troopers.
Yep, yeah, and that's what I mentioned. It's a state trooper paint schemes out here tonight, so we'll have to take a look through each of the cars here to see what they're rocking out here tonight. I know I did see on Bruce Spencer, he got the New Jersey state trooper on there, but certainly a shout out and a thanks to all the first responders, all the state troopers that are out there, and I mean, certainly a lot more to deal with recently, but we're not going to get into any of that here on the broadcast. We'll let you enjoy the racing out there, but I mean, racing is what they're doing right now, and it's I mean, hats off, standing ovation for these drivers. It's not an easy track to tame here. I think I've been vocal in the past of how much I don't really like the next gen cars. Certainly not as much dislike as Martinsville, but the next gen cars, for some reason, I don't like them. I don't like the way they handle it. I don't like the way they drive. But you get them on a track like this, a Gateway, from the broadcast booth at least, it sounds right. It's nice to hear cars going into the corners, having to shift, and when you hear the cars having a downshift twice in turns 1 and 2, and it's something that just it feels right. It feels good to hear cars, having a downshift to get through the corners here and really kind of working through those revs.
Yeah, I mean, they really have to work their car here tonight. It's not just go out, put your foot on the gas, and a lot of these tracks they're like that. You can put your foot in the gas and hold it, especially with new tires. Until the tires start going away, you really don't notice the difference. But here tonight, they got to use the car. This is a little bit more of a driver's track here as we work our way through the everybody's paint schemes to get everybody a nice look at your favorite drivers, what they're rocking out here for their paint. If I went by one a little bit too fast, let me know out in the chat, and I'll definitely go back there and give it a whirl. But everybody, some beautiful paint schemes, whether they're the police or not. I don't really want to see the state troopers out there. That's the last person I want in my rear view mirror. Especially I've seen Richard Covington Jr. in the Florida Highway Patrol. Yep, please stay away from my vehicles. No, but they're all looking good. Good that everybody's out here supporting. But do have a wreck, and a caution flag will come out here as we are on lap number 15. So we'll see what happened back here with Brian Roy. Just a little bit loose. We're gonna pause that and rewind it. See if that happened a little bit earlier. See if he got a little nudge, and it does look like somebody was underneath him there. To have that 82 kind of, it looked like the 20 just kind of drifting up just a little bit as they're battling, trying to hug, and just maybe some heavy racing. Yeah, I don't even know if he touched him, Carl, to be honest. And
it looks like some. Yeah, just kind of a racing incident. They almost kind of met in the middle there. If anything, I'm not sure if there was contact or not, but the 82 looks to try and correct it, and we've seen this multiple times. You try and correct it, and you try and counter steer with these next gen cars. If you're not ready to straighten out the wheel and catch it going straight again, you're going to catch the wall, and that's exactly what the 82 did right there. Hard impact into the wall, and then you see Cody Handler coming in here at the end. Just picked the wrong lane to come down in there. Both cars end up with a meatball. Both cars, I believe, had a tow. Yeah, both cars had a tow back to pit lane. Okay. So not a good start for either of them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of work through this bracket here, let you know who's actually battling out there on the track. I mean, we got, again, a lot of drivers that basically have a bye because the driver they're going against isn't here tonight. For instance, number 1 seed Dylan Emerson going against Alec Luno. Luno not here in the field, so Dylan Emerson, no matter where he finishes, is going to move on here tonight. So I'll try and kind of pick my way through and let everybody know who is battling each other out there on the track. I'll put it in the chat for everyone so you can kind of see that the battles within the race here for these drivers to move on through their just fun little bracket here. But first time we get to see these drivers come into the pits. Looks like Michael Garcia going to stay out there. He's going to move up 12 spots for staying out. Tiffany Ellis also deciding to stay out to move up into second, but everyone else coming in, a lot of them taking some fresh rubber.
Yeah, coming in, getting some, obviously, I keep remembering, do they have unlimited tires, Carl? I think one of the leagues has unlimited tires. But if you got a chance to get new tires here at Worldwide Technology,
they do, yes.
Yeah, I am coming in to get new tires every time. You can rip, especially if you're kind of new and you're having trouble with someone getting around these corners. And I'm one of those people, I cannot save tires to save my butt. So I'm going to go out there, I'm going to go in, and I'm going to grab some new tires until I'm to a point where maybe I can make the rest of the way, maybe a 2-tire stop. Maybe if I want the car to be a little looser, I want a full tank of gas, matter of fact. So I'm gonna go get more fuel, whatever it takes to make it a little more enjoyable out there. I need to see some of these drivers coming in maybe even a second time to top off on fuel here. But lights are off in the pace car. We are too wide. We're gonna work our way around the track. They're heading down through turn number 1. You can see up on the mini map. I don't have flavorful Skittles tonight. They're like a aqua green, so maybe winter green.
Yeah, or like berry blast or something. I don't know. They have something like that. Yeah.
Baja Mountain Dew.
Either way, we're going to get this thing back underway again. We had a couple cars deciding to stay out. Forget just coming in and taking fuel only. They decided to stay. Actually, just one of them decided to stay out, and that's Michael Garcia. Dylan Jacobs and Matthew Hake looks like they either elected to take 2 tires or no tires at all. So they're going to move up to 2nd and 3rd. So some big movers here in the top 3 spots. Dylan Emerson going to shuffle now back into 4th. We'll see how this restart goes, as Michael Garcia is basically going to go from back to front on this one. Pace car lights are out, and pace car is going to be able to take that path into pit lane that none of these drivers can. They got to come in through turns 3 and 4. But now onto the front stretch, heading to the restart zone. And we're back to racing here at Worldwide Technology.
Getting back to racing here, Worldwide Technology, and obviously 64 getting up in front of the 5 there. Obviously on them cooler tires, so able to, or warmer tires, and able to kind of get that grip here early on. But he's going to have some trouble here as he tries to get on the gas. So we got somebody sideways down the backstretch and get tagged there. Looks by the 82 again, as it does look like a yellow flag will fly here. Again, I think cold tires being a little bit of that one, but that was Chase Ballard, but it does look like the 82 getting involved here again. As
There was a 54, actually.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
54.
54 is the one having the incident, and the 82 is just coming out of the pits.
Yep. Yeah, figures, of course. That's exactly where you want to be. And Busch Light and Gatorade, I haven't tried it, but I don't think they mix well together. They're going to tag each other right there. Didn't look like too much damage to either car, and nobody walking away with a meatball, at least on this one. So be able to just maybe fix that thing up again after Roy just came in and got that thing fixed up. But either way, I'm sure he'll get back out there and hopefully clean it up again.
Roy is not having the luck tonight. I mean, that's some of the worst luck. I just got a meatball fix to come out, and I run into somebody again. And then it's not even, obviously not his fault, just kind of coming out nonchalant. And what do you expect a car to kind of come across? So obviously you try to be, have a heads up, and you try to be easy and safe. And I'm sure he was just trying to get to the back of the field as he was already a lap down. But either way, tough break there for the 82 Busch Light, and hopefully he gets a somewhat of a break here tonight and finally be able to work his way back up the field. But some drivers coming down, taking advantage, maybe topping off a little bit of fuel, others staying out. Dylan Jacobs right now out front over Dylan Emerson, and then Matthew Hake, Harry Krantz, TJ Hanley, and for your top 5, Richard Covington Jr., Cody Brewer, Kyle Emerson, Bernie Reyes Jr., and Joshua Smith make up your top 10.
Yeah, I guess if there's a silver lining somewhere, Brian Roy at least doesn't have Anthony Emerson out there, so he's going to basically have a bye for this round in the playoffs to move on. Not that it really matters too much, but at least he's got that going for him, which is nice.
I mean, it's not one way you want to get. I mean, a win's a win, right? So no matter where it's at, even if you finish last in the race because the guy gave a forfeit. But yeah, it's a tough break. I've been there, and it does definitely makes for a long night. It's like, man, why am I out here? And you really want to put that car in the pit sometime. But I think Roy's going to be out there. He's got his fans out there rooting him on from Amanda. So just keep him going, keep him motivated, keep him going out here, and hopefully be able to turn things around. It's still early as we're only on lap 22 of 80.
Well, thank everyone out there again for tuning in here tonight. If you haven't done so already, hit that like and subscribe, get you in touch with everything that we have to offer here at Sierra.
Uh-oh. Where did Carl go? Carl cut off like a bad habit, and anyways, we're here at Sierra. He was shooting or giving our shout outs to the sponsors. So we always want to appreciate the sponsors for help support everybody in putting on great shows here for the fans. This is a very niche hobby, and the amount of people that watch, I am thoroughly impressed and thankful for the people that come out here, because I like talking to people, as you can probably tell, and it's good to see the fans keep coming back each and every week to entertain each other and have a good time here watching the drivers doing what they love with this very unique hobby that we gotten ourselves into. We're going to get going green here as Dylan Jacobs going to lead the way here in number 5, get things started off as they come down the front stretch here. He's going to get on the loud pedal, get a nice good jump there over Matthew Hake and Dylan Emerson. as they work their way down into turn number 1. Obviously, the tighter turn of the two, and a good job there by Dylan getting out to the front. But we're gonna go back just a little bit and see Richard Covington Jr. get looks like we're gonna spin around by TJ Hanley. I think. Yep, it's TJ Hanley down the inside, able to keep it off the wall. But caution flag flies here again. So cautions breeding cautions here at Worldwide Technology. I can't say I'm shocked because that's short flat track. I also just call it flat track racing. I guess I can probably step away from saying short track racing. It's more flat track racing with oval cars. They don't tend to do very well. So, but either way, another caution flies here at lap 23. We'll go back and see what happened to TJ from overhead, and you can see there coming down to the inside and maybe just lose the rear end all by himself. And cold tires, a little bit too much throttle, but keeping it off the wall, so no damage done there for the 8. Just maybe a little bit of pride, and now making his tires a little bit angry as he's trying to turn around. And you can see the car didn't even want to turn as he was turning left. So definitely gonna give himself a little bit of a harder task to finish well here tonight as he moves all the way back to P19. We'll see how these drivers take this one. It does look like he's might as well come in and get a little more fuel, maybe some new tires if they got unlimited. I mean, why not, right? You're all right in the back, so get that thing topped off. There's no repairs, so yeah, get new tires and top it off of fuel. Might be that what you need to make it to the end. We're given a kind of a window here for the drivers to get into the pits, and it's right around 30 plus. To make it in anyway. So anybody that was out there would be looking to come in now. And it does look like everybody's got to make at least one more pit stop if they were to go green the rest of the way. So TJ Hanley and I are finding his pit box finally. But Dylan Emerson's going to lead the way. Lights are off in the pace car. Yeah, it's a long one here, folks. And see if I got any messages from Carl. It was like he just fell off. Click. Probably a power thing happens. I could probably reboot his computer if it's a flicker. But, with the bad weather that's been floating around there, how is everybody doing? Obviously, cold weather coming through here through Florida, something that we're not typically used to. Not too bad so far right now. It's 35 degrees here in the Panhandle part of Florida. But definitely looking to maybe not wake up to where it being 20 degrees outside. I don't live, I've moved south for a reason. Trying to be a snowbird, I guess, and avoid that white stuff. It looks pretty when it happens. Pain in the butt after it melts or it's piled all over the place. It just ends up being a dirty mess. We're getting ready to go back to green here on the start of lap number 27 of 80 as Dylan Emerson will go ahead and lead him down here with Dylan Jacobs. Dylan Jacobs being the lead tow car there as the leader of the race right at the moment, but they are too wide, following the pace car down the backstretch. Yeah, my parents are up from Pennsylvania as well. Northeast part near Wilkes-Barre, Scranton is where I grew up. Looks like Carl's going ahead and putting in, whoa, negative 20 degrees. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Kathy. I'll send you a warm coat. That's about as close as I'll get to negative 20 degrees.
Well, looks like they're about ready to go back to green. I'm ready to go back to green here as well. I'm not sure what exactly happened.
I don't know.
Right
all
there,
I heard was a click. I was out.
Yeah. I mean, I looked over. I'm like, oh, Wi-Fi's still going. It blinked out a little bit on YouTube and on Discord, but I never even lost connection to either. But I did lose connection here in iRacing. So I'm back in here now, back to racing. And looks like Dylan Jacobs back out in front right now. As Jimmy just mentioned, I did put in all the drivers that are battling against someone in their little bracket style. If your driver isn't listed in one of those 6 or one of those 5 battles that I listed, they got to buy. But we got a car sideways off of the final corner. Looks like Richard Covington going for a spin. And Jimmy, I'll give you one guess who got involved in the back.
Oh, no. He's serious. Roy catching it out with the
I
po-po back there. I mean, drinking and driving, Bush Light cops. I mean,
He's crushed way too many cans tonight of Busch Light. I mean, that thing is wrinkled up here once again. And I know they have unlimited tires. They only got 2 faster pairs, though, so I'm not sure how many that 82 has got left. But you see right here, locked it up, but just nowhere to go. I mean, he's already locked up, so there's no way he could even turn down to avoid that one. Looks like the 18 of Thomas O'Connor getting involved in that one as well. Not the night that Brian Roy wanted to see. But again, hey, at least he's moving on in the tournament. He's got that going for him.
Yeah, it does look like it. The 21 and the 11 getting a little bit together here. As I'll rewind it so we can see the exact fight that happened here. I can not fight, battle. As they're competing out here, as the 21 is on the outside of Richard Covington Jr. and the 11 of Harry Krantz. It does look like Harry just kind of gets in. He's trying to hold it down. 21 holding that position. They're still got plenty of racing room. This is what you kind of expect with ovals. And then you see the 11 kind of drift up just a little bit, touches the 21. And that was enough to send the 21 out of control, as already, that weight already shifted to the outside there, but tries to do a pretty good job of holding on to it. Still holding, and then obviously it comes down across the Vaseline machine. And I think I think right there the 12 gets away there, and the 21 goes up to the wall. Some drivers trying to avoid each other. 21 still not getting hit too much until poor old Brian Roy giving the cops some beer, as maybe they should have been drinking and driving.
Well, I mean, at this point, I think Brian Roy just needs to maybe resort to that. I mean, just to help the night go by a little quicker.
Maybe he needs a Busch Light.
He's back looking good again. I mean, he's got that Busch Light looking. He's got a fresh one out there right now.
Brian needs a beer.
I mean, I don't know how many more he's got left out there, but certainly going through a 6-pack of cars here tonight, the way it looks. But yeah, either way, back out there clean again. Hopefully he can stay that way. I don't know. I mean, maybe he's got to drive on the apron for the rest of the night to keep that thing clean. I really don't know anymore. I mean, it's been a rough night that everything is finding him. But still got a lot of racing yet to go. Again, an 80-lap race here tonight. We're only on lap number 30 right now, so we will we'll have plenty of racing here to go. Dylan Emerson back out front. Dylan Jacobs in second. Actually, sorry, flop that. It is Dylan Jacobs in front right now. It's just Dylan Emerson driving in front on the outside, but Jacobs will be the control car here at the front. He's the more powerful Dylan on this restart, at least. We'll see if Emerson has what it takes to get around him. They both pit on lap number 16, but Jacobs electing to go for the strategy to get himself at the front there, either taking 2 tires or no tires. Dylan Emerson has got the 4 freshies on the number 6, representing the U.S. Army here tonight. Pace car lights are out. Going to be pulling in here. We're going to get this thing back to green. 50 laps to go.
Yeah, 50 laps to go. We're going to ride on board with Bernie Reyes back here in a Whataburger machine, back in P number 5. As they get started here under green, is going to get a pretty decent start. No clunker, nobody in front getting in the way as they head down. And this is a kind of a hard angle to kind of enter turn 1, but hold that apron, wrap this car around, nice and easy on the throttle. Obviously room to the outside, able to kind of drift out a little bit. Secure a spot for P number 5 as they head down the backstretch.
It's in a close battle there off the corner between the 5 and 6, but Dylan Jacobs able to hold off Emerson for the time being. I kind of wonder the 60 there of Kyle Emerson in third. He's got the Dukes of Hazzard on there. It looks like we're going to have another caution on the track. Looks like Matthew Hake, Ron Millum, Cody Brewer, Michael Garcia, Kelly Akron, Brian Roy, of course, involved in this one. We'll see what happened. Looks like 3 wide racing. Maybe the 64 there coming up just a little bit. Michael Garcia getting in the back of the 13. Not sure if that's cop on cop crime right there.
I mean, and cop on cop on cop state. I mean, cross state lines and everything.
But just wait for the Busch Light car to come through here. Let's see if he gets involved, or maybe it's just considering a crash because he locked up. You see him way back here this time. He's like, playing it safe. I like it, Brian. I like what you're doing here.
Stay away from my car.
The way to do it here,
because he can see him sideways. I mean, poor Brian. I mean, You can only just look
Yep,
out the
just stop.
out
Just
the
stop.
out the window. I mean, just like they're sideways. I'm stopped. Just go, guys. Just go, go,
I
go,
mean,
go.
at this point, I wouldn't be surprised if we keep watching here if one of the cars that spun out just
Hits him.
drives right towards him and hits him, just cause. It's kind of comical. It's funny for us. I'm sure it's not exactly funny for Brian.
No,
Here,
I
so
know Brian's
Brian,
not having a good time. Like, come on, guys, leave me alone. Like, can I miss at least one tonight?
Oh well. He's gonna get away with this one. He kept the thing stopped long enough. I'm surprised the pace car didn't come around and hit him, even though the pace car is an inanimate object.
It'd be just the time iRacing makes the iRacing or the pace car a real thing, just like you hit the push car.
I mean, the exact opposite of Days of Thunder. Everything is going to hit you, including the pace car. But either way, it is Dylan Jacobs out front right now. Dylan Emerson, Kyle Emerson, Harry Krantz, Bernie Reyes for your top 5, Will O'Connor, Tiffany Ellis, Bruce Spencer, Chase Bullard, and Kelly Akron for your top 10.
Been an interesting one here for sure. Obviously, drivers finding out how difficult worldwide technology is. And I know a lot of these drivers are, newer to maybe oval racing, so they're in this league together, and that's why they're here. They're here to learn and keep moving forward. But the only way to kind of get out there is to really kind of race these tracks as much as possible. And they're obviously you want to do what's going on, what the NASCAR drivers are out there using. And obviously, even if you don't like the car, you still want to be part of it. So, I mean, they're doing everything they can. I think we've had some great green flag run in the beginning here. Obviously, just some cautions here early on. But we're in that stage where people are starting to be concerned about maybe where they're at and where they want to be for the end of the race. So you might see them pushing just a little bit harder here in this portion, because when a caution happens, you group everybody up, and it's my opportunity to take advantage of somebody's not so good luck.
I mean, you take what you can get when you can get it. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's new tires, if it's a different strategy, or if it's somebody just sucking. whether it's by their own doing or by everybody else wrecking into them. But either way, you take what you can get when you can get it. Either way, pace car is going to be in, and we're going to get this thing back underway. Hopefully, get some green flag running. I think it's been some good racing here, but it's a little tight of a track to go 3 wide here with these flatter corners, and that's where you see maybe a little mix-up right there. Back to green flag racing. This car's going to open up here again. Under 50 laps now to go, as we're about 45 laps left in this race. So still plenty of racing. That's a great entry into turn number 1, and right back to 3 wide races. So at least they're not listening to us up here in the booth while they're driving.
I mean, that's a claim.
They got the CD on, or they're listening to the scanner right now, not us. So that's a good thing. But 12 gets close there to the 8. We're going to keep it green.
Yeah, obviously the battle's back here, Carl. I mean, it always is. I mean, you get back in, and you guys heard me say this, I'm sure, plenty of times, not only here with the pit road speed limit racing, but any leagues that I go to, mid-pack, towards the back right here, there's always, it shifts kind of from track to track. I call it the battlefield. It's some of the heaviest, hardest racing on the track, and a lot of times I find myself watching this part of the track with the drivers and what they're doing, because they're trying to figure out how that car handles the best for them on certain tracks, and a lot of times some of it's the drivers are up front, they're content with riding behind each other, because they're in the top 3. We can see somebody up there, Terry Cross and I think 20. Excuse me, who is that? Is that Bernie Reyes? Bernie Reyes running the high side here, using the wall to help himself rotate around the corner. But you see a little check up there coming down in that corner, and that's what using the brakes does. The person in front of you uses them, and you don't. You usually end up in their bumper a little bit.
And luckily, we're going to keep this thing green and keep it going here. And a little bit of a breakaway here at the front. The Skittles, whatever color you want to call them, we're spreading out, but we're back under caution here and trying to see who was involved in this one. Looks like maybe Richard Covington, Michael Garcia involved in this one. I don't see the 82 involved, so that's a good thing. But you see right here, I mean, 3 wide, basically 5 cars under a blanket. The 8 comes across the 64. Looks like the 64 catches the 21. I think the 8's going to maybe get away with it here. I'm not sure if the 21 did. It looks like the 28 just sneaking by. And Richard Covington doing a pretty good job saving that car. He's going to spin out and he's going to slide it in the grass. But already some damage to the front end of that car. He keeps it off the wall to avoid any more damage. But it looks like Brian Roy has a meatball. Where did the 82 pick up a meatball this time?
All right, well, let's rerun Brian's run back here and see. Oh my goodness, are you serious?
No.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Was it net code? I mean, was there even contact?
I don't know. I mean, you can see the car off to the side there, so you kind of think you're good, but then you see the stuff happen in front of you.
I can hear Brian Roy sighing at this point. Oh, no, don't have to worry about netcode. That was definitely contact right there. And I think for Brian's sake, that may end his night. He's probably got to be happy about that. I'm sure. I'm sure Amanda out there is not exactly happy, but
pull up this guy a chair. Maybe he needs a boot job.
I mean, just end the misery here for the 82. I mean, it's just not been a good night at all for Brian Roy. And you see that front right or front left is locked up.
Yeah,
I would assume he's probably used both his fast spares at this point because he's been involved in 15 out of the 12 cautions here so far, if that tells you anything that you need to know right there. But it looks like it may be the night here for the 82. A couple cars coming into pit lane, but a lot of our top drivers staying out there. I think they're starting to realize now as the cautions are starting to build up that track position, kind of important right now. And Dylan Jacobs, Dylan Emerson still going to be your cars on the front row here. And Kyle Emerson, Will O'Connor are going to make up row number 2. Pace car lights are out. We're going to get it back going this time by, and we're going to be halfway through this race.
Yeah, 6 blinking out a little bit. Hopefully that clears up for the drivers behind them, because that becomes a little distracting when you see a car popping around. But it does look like he's going to blink out, and hopefully the connection builds up there. But we're going to go back, just look at what's going on here. The pace car's getting ready to come in. We'll ride on board with, who's that back there? 28, Charlie Stafford this time on the outside back here in P number 10.
So, Jimmy, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant as these drivers go back to green here and talk about, again, go the old man route here and pull the back in our day kind of thing.
Back in your day or back in mine?
Well, both really, because I mean there was no times where schools cared about us standing at the bus stop if it was 2 degrees or if it was 117 degrees. It didn't matter. The bus was on schedule, on time. You're going to get the bus or you're not. So far this week, my kids have had off on Monday, no school at all. On Tuesday, they had a flexible day where they did their iPads at home, which half of the kids in the school, the way it sounded, wasn't working correctly. I had one kid, I finally got their iPad working at about 9 o'clock after school started at 8:30. The other one I finally got going at about 9:30, which made no sense because they're both right here on the Wi-Fi. And I even tried one on a hotspot on my phone, but come to find out that I guess it was on the school server side because there was a lot of parents having issues. But that's beside the point. Then today, they had a 2-hour delay, not because of weather. Well, I guess technically because of weather, because of the cold. It was too cold. So they had a 2-hour delay today. Already got the call that they have a 2-hour delay tomorrow. And I'm going to clue you in here a little bit. It's not going to get any warmer by Friday. So I'm guessing it'll probably be a 2-hour delay on Friday as well. Jimmy, what the hell is going on? And maybe, Kathy, you're dealing with a 20-degree or negative 20-degree weather up there. I mean, is it any better in Canada, or is it just... Again, I warned you there's going to be a rant, but I just, it
I mean, I
irritates me.
had my fair. I mean, I grew up in PA, like you know, Carl, and you know, it was walk a quarter mile or third of a mile, whatever, from the house in the snow, hang out down by the mailboxes. You know, there was no heat. You know, we tried to time it where you left and you caught the bus and you're only standing on there 5-10 minutes, of course. But, you know, occasionally the neighbor would drive down because I was the only boy that lived on the road. So the girls that lived across the street, their mom would drive them down, and they invite me into the car so I'd stay warm. So, I mean, there's parents out there that do that stuff, but yeah, the buses always came. I mean, we had chains on the tires and stuff to make sure we got to school, whether it was, you know, it had to snow at least, you know, about 8 to 10 inches before it, did anything more than a 2-hour delay, but just to kind of so people could see and to make sure the roadways were okay. But yeah, it's a little bit different these days, Carl. Obviously, with the ability to do stuff online, obviously, here we are. We're not driving real race cars. We're driving simulators online with your closest neighbor from another state or country.
I mean,
modern technology at its
it's bad enough, you looking back at the day, you had to wait that half hour to find out if your school was even on the list. You hopped on there and you're waiting for the N's, and you hop on there when it's at the O's. You're gonna wait till everything cycles back around to see if your school is down there on the TV, and you see that neighbor school. Oh, that neighbor school is got a 2-hour delay. Maybe we got a 2-hour delay too. No, we got nothing. So
why don't we have a 2-hour delay? They got your rival school, no less. You know. Yeah.
It's just it's irritating, and I mean, luckily for me, my situation right now, I'm home for the kids. Like, what do all these other parents do that? Now you got to take another half day because the kids got a 2-hour delay, and you're gonna have to take another one on Friday because the kids got 2-hour delay. Like, I understand they're worried about the kids standing out there at the bus stop and it's single-degree weather, but at the end of the day, what happens when the parents lose their job because they're missing so much time from work, from days off and 2-hour delays and 2-hour delays and 2-hour delays and at home school, and it's like it's crazy at this point. I don't know how it gets done. I mean, luckily there's definitely a lot of bad things about my situation, but there's some good things too, and this is the case right here. I guess I really shouldn't be complaining, but back to some racing here as we're past the halfway point and we're coming up on 30 laps to go. At the front of the field, it is Dylan Emerson leading the way. Dylan Jacobs still hanging close with them as those two have kind of broken away from the field here a little bit, about a second back to Kyle Emerson in third, Harry Krantz, Chase Bullard for your top 5. Then you got Will O'Connor, Tiffany Ellis, Charlie Stafford, Cody Brewer, Thomas O'Connor for your top 10, and really from 6th place on back, you see it right there. They're pretty much all on your screen at one point because it is a battlefield. Thomas O'Connor trying to work his way back up to the front of this field, had the issues early, slid up into the wall on lap number 1 from taking the pole, and had to come in and get that car repaired. Went down a lap. He's now back in the top 10, battling his way up through this field, but it's not easy. And Gateway is certainly biting back here a little bit today, but you see the 24 getting up into the wall there a little bit. But the drivers are on a nice little green flag run here. Hopefully can keep it going here. Would love to see if we get to some green flag pit stops here again, see how this thing shakes out, because a lot of the top half of the field hasn't come in since lap 16, but we have a couple of drivers like Chase Bullard came in on lap 28, Charlie Stafford came in on lap 32. So it could get interesting if we end up having a green flag run here to the end of how everything plays out.
Yeah, it's a tough one here. I think obviously they need to make one more pit stop to make it the remainder of the way. I think everybody does. I don't know if anybody can stretch it that far, and if they want to run that far on a set of tires, maybe at least grabbing some right side tires here tonight. To have some pretty close battles throughout the field here. We were kind of focused here with Tiffany Ellis and Charlie Stafford at the moment. As Tiffany Ellis on the outside making it work here. Moving up into P number 6, so gaining her 10 spots so far tonight, tying and Dylan Jacobs for biggest mover of the race so far, and has the ability to get up there and even surpassed 10 spots. So doing a fantastic job here tonight. There's a lot of drivers doing a great job here too. You got Cody Handler, even though he's back here in P15, he's gained 6 spots tonight, and doing a good job getting around I'm not going to call them short tracks anymore, Carl. I'll just call them flat tracks, and I hate flat tracks, unless they're in a road car, because I love me some Sebring. But yeah, definitely these drivers are doing a good job right now, and just they had to let them they kept getting them restarts after the cautions and cold tires, and cold tires are a thing in every car, and it just when the car doesn't want to turn because they're cold, you just end up in the wall or you spin the tires out. And these cars, man, you could do some donuts for sure. And you can see some people coming down the pits right now. It does look like Matthew Hake down in the pits right now to come down and get himself some fuel, maybe some fresh tires to maybe hopefully run him out to the end of the race. But I think we're in that window, as we do have about 26 laps remaining. So we should be in the window that can make it the rest of the way. Will the short pit be enough for Matthew Hake? We've seen them at 13 have some good finishes here this season. So I guess we'll be standing by to find out if we can keep this thing green. But Dylan Emerson leads the way here in number 6 Army Machine, followed by Dylan Jacobs in P number 2. And then Kyle Emerson in the number 60. And that Dukes of Hazzard Machine, rounding out your top 3. But then you got Perry Krantz right following behind, trying to look for that podium position. Chase Ballard back there in 5th. Thomas O'Connor has worked his way back up to 6th. Tiffany Ellison 7th. Charlie Stafford, Cody Brewer, and Richard Covington Jr. for your top 10.
And we got our leaders into the pits, both Dillons, Emerson, and Jacobs now into the pits here. And it looks like they made it about 38 laps. Based on what I'm seeing here. So, yeah, I mean, if that is the case, now granted, a lot of that was under caution as well. It doesn't look like the drivers that came in on lap number 32 are going to be able to make it to the end. But maybe those drivers that came in on lap number 38, Richard Covington Jr., TJ Hanley, they came in on lap number 38, as did Bernie Reyes, Cody Handler, Kelly Akron came in on lap number 39. You never know. If they're back there kind of saving fuel, you're losing a lap here coming into the pits. So if you can save while you're out there and not lose that much time, maybe you can stretch this thing all the way to the end. Thomas O'Connor now finally completes the front to back to front as he's back out front in the 18. He's going to need to come in to the pits here, but he's got some time to spare, and I'm sure he wouldn't mind a caution at this point since he's now back out in the lead and would like to get probably some fresh tires. And I think he just got his wish, because I see Dylan Emerson, your early leader, your points leader, Dylan Emerson, heavy impact into the wall, meatball flag, and I think the U.S. Army car got a little sideways entering turn 3, and an overcorrection here once again, Jimmy. You have to be careful saving these cars, and honestly, Jimmy, I feel like these cars are a lot like the Xfinity car, and a lot like kind of a lot of cars. Your first instinct when you got that back end out is to turn right, as the kind of Lightning McQueen it, and turn right to go left.
No.
But you're actually better off just cranking the wheel hard to the left, turn into the slide, basically, scrape those front tires that they're pushing, and kind of push that car back into correction. Basically break the front tires loose from traction and slide out of that way, because you see what happens here. You overcorrected just a little bit too much, and the man that was leading quite a bit of this race is now limping back to the pits. I'm not even sure if he actually could limp back to the pits. Now he jumped back to the pits, so that could be maybe I don't know if it's the end of the night for Dylan Emerson. He could probably get back out there, but he may not be able to pick up too many positions. But we're going to see a lot of these drivers that stayed out there, they now get to come in and get a free pit stop. Now, granted, Dylan Jacobs, Harry Krantz, Kyle Emerson, they're going to be moving up to 1, 2, and 3 right now. They were still on the lead lap. So, they're still in a pretty good position here. Only a couple lap older tires than all the cars that came in here right now. But this couldn't have happened any better for Thomas O'Connor.
Yeah, I mean, he did make out, obviously, catching himself up near the wall and that falling back to the pit, or back to the field. Something was wrong and off with the car, whether it was the steering, whether he tagged the wall just a little bit, and maybe take some netcode damage, and ended up putting him in the pits, ended up going lap down, was able to get back on a lead lap, and then find himself being able to stat a little longer. Obviously, this caution flies to his benefit, so sometimes being in the right spot at the right time stinks, and sometimes it works out to your advantage where you'll get a great finish. So, I expect to see that number 18 car back up towards the front here shortly, and obviously you're going to get the drivers that are up front in front of the leader and get that wave around, get back on that lead lap, and I'm sure they'll be hoping for a quick caution after that happens, so they can get their chance to get in a fresh set of tires to come and get out here and maybe get themselves a good finish, and not just wait for the drivers in front of them to wreck or the wreck themselves. So it's gonna be a tight one here. It's gonna come down to the last couple of laps, but a couple cautions here tonight at Worldwide Technology. It's gonna be Dylan Jacobs as your leader with Harry Krantz, and then Thomas O'Connor, Kyle Emerson, and Charlie Stafford, Cody Brewer, Richard Covington Jr., Joshua Smith, and Kelly Akron, and Bruce Spencer for your top 10.
I want to thank everybody out there again for tuning in here tonight to CRN, and even putting up with my rants at time to time as well. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe, and get you in touch with everything that CRN has to offer. Definitely. Thank you, Kathy, for validating me and saying that it's kind of crap for what I'm dealing with here. But either way, we're coming down to 20 laps to go when we get this green flag here, and we're gonna get back to racing. Out front, it is gonna be Dylan Jacobs here once again. Harry Krantz up there with the 11 as well. Kyle Emerson, Thomas O'Connor, Cody Brewer for your top 5. Back on the loud pedal here at Worldwide Technology.
Yeah, pretty good starts each and every time these cautions have kind of happened, especially up here in the top 10. Maybe some people overdriving the corner. It's sideways in the middle of the track. Oh, what a good job there by Bruce
Great
Spencer.
avoidance there by Bruce.
That caution flag will fly as maybe Chase Ballard. It looks like.
Yeah, I think he was the one sliding sideways there.
So we'll go back here and see what happened. Or did he just go off the track to avoid somebody?
No. Yeah, I think that might have been the case because there was a car sliding up front, already sliding right now.
Oh, yeah, I can see. I don't know who it is.
I think it was a 12, possibly, of Cody Brewer.
Yep.
So we'll take a look back and see what happened to Cody Brewer, what got him sideways. It looks like maybe a little contact, little back end tap there from the 28 of Charlie Stafford.
Yeah, Charlie just maybe trying to get in a little bit deeper, take advantage of the 12 being underneath the 18, and hopefully the 18 would be slow enough, but the 18 has a good line on the 12. 12's out of...
looks like now the 12's already loose.
Yep.
Yeah, 12's already loose, so they were just helped by the 28 to go around there. But all in all, I think Cody Brewer did a good job here of kind of saving. I mean, he gets sideways, and maybe the 28 gives him a little tap here in the front end to kind of straighten him out here a little bit. Doesn't look like too much damage to either car. Nobody else gets involved, so great wreck avoidance by the rest of the field as well. So I'm having to take to the grass to get around. But either way, a good job there. It's going to bring us under caution here with less than 20 laps to go. We'll see. It looks like 18 cars, I believe, on the lead lap. Trying to see if Ron Millum is still in the lead lap. I believe he is. So still plenty of cars that are up here in the mix to get this thing done here. But Dylan Jacobs is the one that leads the way. Harry Krantz, Kyle Emerson, Thomas O'Connor, Richard Covington for your top 5. Then you got Stafford, Smith, Spencer, Akron, and Brewer for your top 10. What do you think can get this thing done tonight? We've certainly seen a lot of mixing up here. We've seen the track biting back here a little bit. We've seen, I mean, really on that one right there, you can kind of blame it on some cold tires and maybe the track a little bit and getting on the gas a little bit too much. 12 getting a little bit loose. But all in all, some good racing out here tonight. Again, it's not the easiest track out here. It is a difficult little track. I mean, anytime where you're shifting, let alone braking, here you're braking and shifting twice in turns 1 and 2. You're dropping down 2 gears in these cars. And I know they're a little bit smoother on dropping through the gears, as you see Dylan Emerson getting one of his laps back there fast as he's going to be rejoining the field at the back. But we're going to double him up here once again, and it's going to be it looks like 16 laps to go when we get the green flag.
Yeah, still a good little chunk of racing remaining, enough to burn through a full, brand new set of tires from good to trash at this track, and overdrive the heck out of your car if you want to. So, but how will things go here? But I think the sight that's kind of nice to see right now is if you look at the 70, you have the 3 cop cars chasing the Dukes of Hazzard machine, man. I mean, it doesn't get any more classic than that.
Yeah, and that's what I was kind of getting at earlier. Like, I know tonight's the police paint schemes. I feel like the Dukes of Hazzard maybe going the opposite way, because they weren't exactly friends with
Roscoe.
Roscoe, yeah. I was trying to think of who the heck was it.
Oh yeah, I grew up in that era. So.
Exactly, yeah. So so maybe a little bit opposite, and Emerson trying to run away from all the state cops out here. But Dylan Jacobs is out front, and he's going to be controlling this pace as he is going to be back on the loud pedal here once again. Back to racing here at Gateway.
Yeah, down they go, and into turn number 1 as Dylan Jacobs leads the way with the 60, getting a nice run, getting underneath the 11 of Harry Krantz. He's got the inside coming off the corner down the backstretch. It's going to be a drag race down into turn number 3, but a little bit of, you see the rear end kind of break loose of the 60. That's going to have to ease up, get control again, and let the 18 is going to come by on that outside, maybe, but the 60 again using that inside to his advantage to get the better corners as they work their way down the front strip.
Out of 15 laps to go, so it's ticking by quickly. I know it's still a good bit of racing, but it's going to go by quickly here as well. That's
they're going around.
Lap, and we're going to have another caution. It looks like Kelly Akron involved in this one. And we'll see if there's anybody else. Looks like Akron's going to get away. Nobody getting a meatball in this one. But maybe a late move down to the inside, and just a shot there from the 24. Yeah. Will O'Connor going to send Kelly Akron around.
Yeah, and the 24 going to the low side, 8 going to high. They do miss him. See Tiffany Ellis missing that one as well. The 54 makes it by the 6. It looks like he'll get another lap back, so that's the 19. Some net code rebound damage there. But another flag, caution flag flies here late as we're now with 14 laps to go. Carl, the 6 of Dylan Emerson's going to get his wish to get back on the lead lap, I believe.
Yeah, it's something I'm looking at too. I believe he should be the lucky dog here, and it should get him back on the lead lap. If that's the case, great job by him getting into the pit road.
Still pit.
And exactly, if he gets that lucky dog, he will be able to come into pit and have the freshest tires in the field unless anybody else comes in. So big benefit here for the 6, and we'll see how much he can make up in the end of this thing. Certainly, TJ Hanley not exactly playing a factor here too much in the 8 here tonight. Just kind of stuck there and just outside the top 10 right now. So this definitely got to benefit the 6 here of Emerson as he's waiting on the outside, hoping that he gets the call to pass everybody, and they can light up those tires one more time to go flying around.
There he goes.
There he goes. the slingshot engaged as the 6 is going to go around, and he is now back on the lead lap.
Yeah, and you just gotta be patient. Sometimes you get into a situation and you find yourself back, where you really don't have a chance, and unless things happen. And obviously, these flat track racing races can cause some cautions, and cautions can breed cautions. So you get the opportunity to come back from 2 laps down. Is a blessing here for the 6 here tonight. So get that Ironman machine back on a lead lap. What can he do here towards the end? Will he choose to go down the pits this time by? I don't think so. Maybe. We'll see.
He's coming up to the field right now. So, I think he's got a chance. He should be able to come into the pits this time by, and that's where you'll see, he's going to dive down to the inside here. And it looks like maybe a little bit of damage to the front end you see right there. So maybe if he has a fast pair yet, maybe use that to get it
He's driving a Mustang.
Back
He's
clean up, I
driving
mean-
he's driving a Ford, and he's Army strong, right?
I'm just gonna let that one go, but we're gonna we're gonna get this thing back to green. It's gonna be right around 10 laps to go in this thing. So, as Barry mentioned out there in the chat, time's running out.
Time is running out. Yeah, Tiffany did get lucky there, Kathy, as she was able to skirt by. So Tiffany doing pretty well here tonight. NP number 12 up a couple spots from the start. Dylan Jacobs, your biggest mover, though, at the moment, up 11 spots here in the lead. And then you got another few big movers. Number 76 of Joshua Smith, Will O'Connor, and then number 24, and even Bruce Spencer getting some pretty good runs there. So we're going to ride on board here with Bruce Spencer in the number 43 New Jersey State Police Machine as we restart here with, when we just cross this time, we'll have 11 laps to go.
And it's worth mentioning that Dylan Jacobs yet to get a win here on the season, the highest in the points, running in 4th place in the points, but has yet to get a win. So he'd love to get that 5 in victory lane, lock himself into the playoffs, and not have to worry about chasing any kind of points the rest of the season. Here's your control car. He's back on the loud pedal, and we are back to racing here at Worldwide Technology. 11 laps remaining.
Yeah, if I had to count on winning at Worldwide Technology to make the playoffs, I would just go take a nap.
You'd be back there with Brian Roy, just enjoying some Busch Light, maybe.
Yes. Yes. 3 wide.
Already back to 3 wide racing as diving to the outside there. The 27 of Bernie Reyes. Looks like the 8 of TJ Hanley trying to work his way up through the field. Keeping an eye back there in the back of the pack. The 6 of Dylan Emerson. He's got the freshest tires, but he had to start all the way in the back of the field, having getting that lucky dog wave around. So now you're going to see him try to start making some moves potentially. But some of the cars he's around right now also came into the pits and also got fresh tires, so not going to be easy getting these first couple. Once he can clear them, maybe he can start picking his way through the rest of the field. But this time by, already down to 9 laps to go.
Yeah, not much time remaining for the 6 to make its way through the field. That might need a little bit of help from a caution, but not be part of it. And then obviously we're going to go back.
In the meantime, we got a new leader, Jimmy.
Yep, Harry Kronz taking the lead. Oh, 18 in the wall.
Yeah, trying to run the
the 28 around.
We've got a big incident
TJ
at
Hanley.
the back of the field and still wrecking back there. We'll take a look and see what brought this one out. Certainly a few cars tangled up in this one.
I know
the 28 gets some help there from the 12 mid-corner. Looked like the 28 was going to kind of slide up a little bit and then stayed down there on the bottom. So the 12 into the back of the 28 starts this thing. But when they bounced off the wall, that's when they started collecting a few others. You see right there, the 27 involved. The 8 getting a piece of it. Looks like the 43 maybe getting into the 54, the 91. Millam getting a little piece of it as well. Quite a few cars involved in this one. You see right there, the continuation sends the 64 Garcia down to the inside as well. Only one car walking away with a meatball, and that is the 27 of Reyes Jr., but a lot of cars walking away with some damage.
I wasn't trying to say have a caution, drivers. I was saying that the 6 needed a little bit of help in order to work their way through the field. Dylan Emerson finds his way back up to P number 11 after that one, and obviously fresher tires now moving up closer and closer to those leaders to give them a run for their money here at the end. It is a very difficult track to pass on. You see the drivers having some issues with the damaged cars coming down on the inside, and it's very, very, very easy to overdrive. You can see that people still having some issues trying to get in the pits. Maybe checking up, just stopping here to.
And while we have some time here, maybe we'll take a look back and see. Oh,
what the?
Not sure what happened on that one, and maybe the 8 had to wait till the 27 got by, or I don't know what happened on that one. But yeah, we'll try and take a look back and see how the 11 made the pass on Dylan Jacobs to get to the lead. Because again, those cars are both basically on the same strategy. Looks like maybe both taking right side tires on their last pit stop on lap 55 and 56 respectively. But this is the pass right here that got Krantz to the lead. Got a good run out of turn 4, down the front stretch, got to the inside, and then sent it on the inside there of the 5. You see Dylan Jacobs tried to get the rebuttal, the crossover on the inside, but just a better run out of the corner from the 11 got him to that spot. And he is now your new leader here out front. So Krantz is definitely another one that has yet to pick up a win. 10th in the points coming in here, so a little bit closer to the bubble, certainly, than Dylan Jacobs, and would really love to see a win here tonight and benefit from it to get himself into the playoffs and lock himself in. But we're not done yet. We still got a few laps to run this thing off, and you never know if overtime comes into play. We're going to double them up here, and we're going to have 5 laps to go here on the restart.
Bingo. Lots of laps. I mean, there's plenty of. It just seems forever. It's obviously 5 laps. It's going to go by quick here, and the drivers need to keep things together. A little bit of patience. Take that spot or position if that move is there. But yeah, it's been a little rough one here. Kind of middle pack. They've had real good spurts of green flag racing here tonight, and I think overall they should be pretty happy with their performance. It is a very difficult track. These cars are a handful. They are very hard to catch from sliding around. They'd have to switch more back. If you want something to control, maybe switch to the new. Was it the new ARCA car, or is it the new?
The new ARCA car is very nice.
Like the late model. I believe I think the street stock late model, or what the heck it's called.
Yep. The late model. It's good on road courses.
Yeah, we even rode it on a road course. I was actually, that was actually a lot of fun. A little bit of more time in the car, I think, and I wouldn't have had my mistake, but it definitely cost me for.
The 5 into the back of the 18 in turn number 1, but they keep it straight. They keep it going here as the 18 was able to clear and get into second place. Now the battle for the lead is on between the 11 and the 18, but the 11 of Krantz checking away here a little bit. The 5 trying to get himself back into second place. Thomas O'Connor was your pole sitter. Had the issues on the opening lap that sent him to the back of the field because he had to come in and get some repairs done. Had to work his way all the way back to the front. Did that, got back to the very lead, but now is trying to battle and get back to the lead because he's in second place behind Harry Krantz. We got 4 laps to go here. We got a spin at the back. The 12 and the 28 again getting together.
Yeah, 12, 28 going around. Caution flag flies one more time. This will take us into overtime, and then we'll have our first green-white checker attempt here tonight at Worldwide Technology. Can't say I'm surprised, Carl, but the racing here has been pretty intense, and obviously with as loose as this track can be, not quite having the grip that rear end they would like sends these cars around. But we're going to go back and check out, see what happened here on lap number 72, and see what happened. And I think maybe just another friendly bump here. Yep, boink, a little doinker.
A mirror image of the last incident. I mean, it was exactly the same right there as.
Wait.
Are you sure we're looking at the right one here?
I'm gonna check. Let's go after this one, and this one's Charlie Stafford this time. Maybe a little bit different. We'll see what happened here. Oh no, right in front of him. So it wasn't on the 28 this time, or the 12. But the 28 is checking up just a little bit to kind of let things happen.
Yeah, they got together,
and then
that's where the 12 stuck his nose in there. Yeah, so I was going to say that it looked very, very similar, and it definitely was. And you see TJ Hanley trying to sneak by on the inside. He does. The 27 gets a piece there. Nobody walks away with a meatball on this one, but certainly we've seen the 28 and the 12 spun around one too many times here tonight, unfortunately. But like Jimmy said, we're going to go now into overtime. Do all these drivers have enough fuel? I would think so, but I mean, a lot of them pit back in the mid-50s, Jimmy. So how much more fuel have they been saving under caution? Do they have enough here to get to the end? I mean, this is attempt number 1 of 2, so we may not be done after this one.
Well, during caution flags, I'm right around in 5th gear, and I'm with about 10% of throttle, like my pedal, 10% of my throttle being pushed down, because it is all based on your throttle position, ladies and gentlemen, out there. That if you're out there racing cars here at iRacing, it is about your throttle position, how far it is down. So And the cars typically don't stall out. Might not sound the greatest, or be bogging down a little bit, but as long as you're maintaining speed, ride around with as little as possible. If you don't feel like clutching, some people are good enough to actually shut the car off and start at mid corner. Me, I would just spin the car every time I did that. So we're not attempting that method. But yeah, a little bit of just a little bit of input from your throttle will get you keep going around the track, and then obviously letting up when you can and coasting in those higher gears will help you save some fuel especially under caution. It does work in a lot of the other tracks too. So like when you're going into a corner, especially road racing, because I do that a lot, is lifting early and not downshifting and just kind of like coasting a lot farther, getting into a corner, and a lot of times you can end up saving yourself, a lap of fuel, which over a course of an endurance race could end up doing. If you do it enough times, it could save you a whole pit stop. So if you can maintain enough speed and run those good, hold off to number 18. It has gone from the back, or from the front to the back to the front midfield, back to the front midfield, and now finds himself in the front again. Or will it be Dylan Jacobs in number 5 trying to get that win here tonight? Kyle Emerson finds himself up there in P number 4. Richard Covington Jr. is there as well in 5th. Joshua Smith, Bruce Spencer, Will O'Connor, Dylan Emerson back up in the top 10 along with Tiffany Ellis. We're getting ready to go back to great racing as the pace car is in.
I see the poll there in the chat. Who you got? You got Krantz, you got O'Connor, you got Jacobs, you got somebody else here in the field. It's going to be side by side into one as the 5 dives it in there. 3 wide. Emerson on the outside. Going to get pinched off into the wall. The 11 of Harry Krantz trying to run away. We got a big wreck in the back. The 54 sent down into the inside wall. It's Chase Bullard, but we're going to keep it green because it was off of the racing line. Harry Krantz off of turn number 4. If we get the white flag, the next flag will end it. A couple more cars off the wall. I think it was Tiffany Ellis off the wall. White flag in the air. 1 more lap to go here at Worldwide Technology. Jacobs sends it in there. He's going to wash up a little bit. The 18 of O'Connor going to be able to take over second place. And here comes Emerson for third as well. And meanwhile, Dylan Emerson goes 3 wide through the middle, moving up through the field. He's now up into 6th position. Great finish for him, as heck of a move there from Bruce Spencer to move up there. Dylan Jacobs going to battle out of the final corner for 4th because the win is going to the 11 of Harry Krantz.
Harry Krantz getting the victory here tonight over Thomas O'Connor and Pino 2. Great comeback for the number 18. Kyle Emerson will finish in 3rd. Richard Covington Jr. will finish in 4th. Dylan Jacobs crosses the line for a top 5 finish. Dylan Emerson, heck of a comeback, back up into P number 6. Joshua Smith in 7th, up 10 spots tonight. Biggest mover of the race will be Will O'Connor in number 24, up 11 spots, finishing in 8th. Bruce Spencer finishes in 9th. Ron Millum back in 10th for your top 10. Bernie Reyes Jr. in 11th. Charlie Stafford in 12th. Cody Brewer finishes in 13th. TJ Hanley with a off night tonight, finishing back in 14th. Tiffany Ellis finishes in 15th, still finishing 1 spot better than their start. Kelly Akron finishes in 16th. Cody Handler up a couple spots for tonight to finish in 17th. Chase Bullard back in 18th. 19th, Michael Garcia. Matthew Hake ends up finishing back in P number 20 after having a good run here tonight. And the guy that hopefully he had a 6-pack, Brian Roy, with a rough night, finishing 21st.
Once again, I want to thank everyone out there for tuning in. I'll put the results of the battles up here for the ones that were actually racing another driver here tonight. And again, it's just a little fun tournament style that they're doing here, double elimination for the next few races before we get to the playoffs. But definitely a big win there for the 11 Harry Krantz. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. We'll get these drivers in here for their interviews in just a moment. But yeah, I think it was a pretty good one out there. I know it got a little bit racy, a little bit testy there towards the end, but Gateway was definitely biting back at these drivers here a little bit, as it typically does. But congratulations to our top three here tonight, and definitely a good battle back from a few of the drivers. We mentioned Dylan Emerson fighting all the way back from 2 laps down to finish in 6th. That's a championship drive for him. Even Richard Covington finishing up there in 4th place, a good run for him, as he was mixed up in a few of the incidents as well. So we got our top three here for their interviews, and we're going to start it off with our 3rd place finisher. Come on, mouse. Start working. Here we go. As Jimmy, 3rd place finisher here tonight, is going to go to the 60 of Kyle Emerson.
Kyle, Jimmy Carlton, boot the copy.
Howdy.
And welcome to the booth here. Congratulations on your 3rd place finish. Definitely a rough night here, but you survive and get yourself a fantastic run and a fantastic looking number 60. But we want to say congratulations, but most of all, get your side of the story. How was it out there tonight?
It was pretty frustrating. I mean, us as a league, this is our 2nd season, and, we have been helping each other, growing together, and the amount of cautions I think were too many for how this league is. I think we are better as a league, and that wasn't reflected tonight.
Yeah, sometimes I go into some tougher tracks and maybe people are comfortable. Obviously this is, if I'm not mistaken, was one of the free tracks, rookie tracks that some people have on. But it's a difficult track. It's a flat track with multiple unique corners. But you were able to kind of circum that, and maybe not what the league wanted as a whole. But obviously you got yourself a good finish out there for the run here for the points chase. So congratulations there in the number 60 as always. But we want to give you a little bit of time for any shouts you might have in that number 60 car.
Definitely should shout out Dylan. I definitely want to be in the top 3 if he didn't have some connectivity issues. And this is our home track, so the little Cartplets track that's in the middle of the track, we've spent hours upon hours there. Like, this is our home track, and we go there quite often, so we better do good here.
Well, it's good to hear that your home track, you get yourself a podium finish, finishing in that top 3 here tonight. So again, congratulations, and thank you for the shout outs, but we'll let you go celebrate this one with your friends and family.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
As your 3rd place finisher here tonight, running away from the police paint schemes and the Dukes of Hazzard paint scheme, Kyle Emerson in the 60. 2nd place tonight is going to go to the 18 of Thomas O'Connor. Thomas, you started right where you wanted to be at the front of the field, and then turn 3 happened. So I guess take me through the race from turn 3 on.
I got into the corner too hot and locked up the brakes and just spun around. It was a crazy race from there on. Took a lot of pit stops to get the car all fixed up. Kind of got lucky, kind of climbing my way through the field. But yeah, it was a good race. I wish we didn't have so many cautions, but we're still beginner league, so we're still learning. Proud of the league. They did a great job. Congratulations to Harry. I was helping him through that. He was getting a little nervous there, but we worked together. Especially that second to last caution, I gave him a huge push to get him out front past Dylan. But then, just coached him through the win. And, proud I got 2nd place. Glad that, someone that's local got top 3. So congrats to Kyle. I feel bad for Dylan. I mean, he just ran away with this race. And then he ran into some internet connection. I saw that crash from in front of him. It was crazy.
Overcorrection and just sent him right into the wall. Yeah, it was heavy impact. But I'm kind of wondering about yours. I mean, it took you, quite a bit behind the field here, and a few laps down coming in to take those repairs. I'm guessing the car was just too damaged to kind of milk it around there until you maybe got a caution.
Yes and no. It was kind of these type of, I know from last year or last season. The second half of the race was just a caution fest. So I didn't want to use my final fast repair. So I kind of just, every time there was a caution, I would just kind of go in there. And so I had that insurance as a backup. So that's kind of my strategy going into it, was just, whenever there was a caution, just go back into pit lane, get those repairs done, and then come back out.
Well, looked like Dylan Jacobs was trying to get you to use that other fast repair because you guys were bumping and banging. You were sending the moves on each other. It was some really good battling all the way to the end for the second place.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. Me and him, we get into it sometimes. Definitely have some conversations after this, but it was an overall good race, good finish for the points at least.
Well, it was a hell of a comeback. After starting in the pole, you shouldn't have had to struggle as hard as you did for second place. But either way, congrats on the second place here tonight. Who do you want to give a shout out to or thanks to?
Everybody, like time and time again, I'm a little mad at you, Carl, from the last Friday, that block that you threw me. I'll still give you the props.
You're running his car number, dude.
Exactly.
Jimmy, you should have seen it. He threw this huge block. I'm a lap down. I'm trying to get past him to get my lap back, and he threw the nastiest block, and I was like, all right, no more. Shout out.
Give him the bumper.
I should have. I was talking to I was like, can I give him the bumper right now?
You didn't see the virtual finger?
Yes, and then tell me. I gave him the bumper for you, Jimmy.
Yeah, next time, Jimmy, I'll give the bumper Carl for you.
Nice.
But no, you guys are great every time. We wouldn't be here without you guys. We give you these praise, but of course we wouldn't be here without Cody, the league owner. Everyone, all this whole admin crew, they're great. The whole team, just everyone in this league's great. So I can't appreciate them, friends and family. Thank them for supporting. But thank you guys so much.
All right, buddy. Well, we appreciate the shout outs and congrats on the fight back here tonight in the second place. We'll let you go celebrate. We'll see you next week.
All right. Sounds good. Have a good night, guys.
You too, buddy. That's your second place finisher here. The 18 of Thomas O'Connor definitely has some up and downs here tonight. But the man that's going to finish on top, locking himself into the playoffs as well, is going to be the 11 of Harry Krantz.
Hey, Jimmy and Carl up in the booth. I know you're trying to talk, but I got you, buddy. I got you here. I'm probably just as excited for the 11 as you are. I know the blood's flowing. I know the adrenaline's running. You get a victory here tonight at a flat track, a worse track, a short track. But anyways, you get out here, you get it done, you get the win. Can you give us a little rundown, man? What was your strategy? How did you get it done, and how was it out there for you?
Well, strategy-wise, I don't really have a strategy. I just play by ear, and I ended up there was a point where there was a caution while I pit. Ended up putting me up in second place, which I was able to hold on to. And once I was able to get by Dylan, it was just set in stone there. What's it called? I had just bought this track 15 minutes before qualifying started. Just woke up from a nap. Didn't think this would be the race I win, but man, blood's flowing, like you said, man.
It's always good to kind of, Carl teases me. I napped through a whole race and came back, and I was a little agitated of myself because I missed the race because I practiced so much. But I ended up winning the championship that season, so. Obviously, I always say naps win championships. So that could be the key here, brother. I mean, you take a nap, you wake up, you purchase a track, you're like, oh boy, no practice. You come out here, but the track was speaking to you here tonight for the number 11, and you did a fantastic job, avoiding the wrecks, staying up front during the cautions, just kind of executing your pit stops the way you need to tonight, and you walk away a winner here. So we want to say congratulations and recognize that number 11 here tonight and give you some time for any shouts you might have to everybody.
Thank you. First I'd like to shout out to my parents and my girlfriend for always supporting me and tuning in and watching me race every week. And I'd also like to give a big shout out to just all the guys here in the league and Pit Road Speed Limit Racing. Great group of guys. I'm fairly new here, and I've never felt this welcome to a league before. So yeah, just big shout out to them. Love the community. Love what everybody has going. And big shout out to you guys for putting on a show. I see you guys have a pretty jam-packed schedule every week, so you guys, props to you. But yeah.
Well, we really appreciate the shout outs. Yeah, we keep ourselves busy here. We love to see the entertainment on the track and provide it to the people that like to watch you guys out here as well. So, again, congratulations on your win here tonight at Worldwide Technology. But we'll let you go celebrate this one with your friends and family.
Alrighty, thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
Hope I'll be up here soon with you guys again.
Hey, we welcome you.
Thank you.
That is your winner here tonight, and maybe still kind of trying to find the words for it, getting it done here tonight, locking himself into the playoffs, 11 of Harry Krantz, and had to battle some of the the top competition here in pit road speed limit. As Thomas O'Connor, your pole sitter here tonight, Dylan Jacobs certainly hungry and wanting that first win of the season, was up there. Dylan Emerson trying to work his way back up through the field. It was a heck of a race here tonight. I know they're maybe not too happy about the cautions here, but Gateway is, again, it's not an easy track. I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but it's not easy. And anytime you're shifting, let alone shifting twice in the corners, it's going to get a little crazy, and people are going to have different breaking points. People are going to break more than others, less than others. It's amazing that they got some of the green flag running that they did. So congrats to them for what I thought was a pretty decent race out here tonight. Want to thank everyone out there again for tuning in. If you haven't done so yet, hit that like and subscribe. Get you in touch with everything that's here and has to offer, because we're not done here this week. We still got tomorrow night with Virtual Velocity Racing. And then Friday night is going to be the makeup race for 191 Motorsports before we have our whole big one-day break, and then we back at the action here once again for another week here on CRN. Well, for myself and Jimmy here from the Worldwide Technology Raceway, we'll see you at the track.
Peace.